Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Continuing with the conversation or the talks which are happening between the daughter and her father, Mother Sati. She goes to her father's place in spite of her husband, Lord Shiva, not giving her permission. She goes there along with a huge retinue headed by Nandi and many others. And after going there, she finds that she is not being given the reception which is befitting her position as the wife of Lord Shiva. Okay, leave about the wife of Lord Shiva. Even Daksha, though Mother Sati is his pet daughter, still even he neglects her. And because of the other saintly people, the Brahmanas who are present there, they are all aware of the animosity between Daksha and Lord Shiva. And due to fear of Daksha, even those Brahmanas, many of them, though they wanted to receive Mother Sati, befitting her position in a proper way, they did not come forward. It was only her mother and her sisters, they welcomed her. And after entering inside, she saw there were no oblations which were offered to Lord Shiva. And all of these things made her very angry. In that angry mood, now she has started speaking to her father. So in this verse we find Mother Sati telling that you are committing the greatest offense by envying Lord Shiva. And who is Lord Shiva? He is that personality, just by chanting whose names a living entity becomes purified of all of his past sins. It is that personality. He is completely pure and whose orders are not neglected. You are envying such a person? Yad dviaksharam nama gira iritam drinam. Drina meaning human beings. Gira iritam. They vibrate just a syllable, dviaksharam, 2 syllables, referring to she and va. Just by chanting these names, human beings, sakrit prasangat aghamashu hantitat. Prasangat meaning from the heart. Agham, hanti, agam ashu hanti. Very quickly they become relieved or free or purified of all of their sins. Agam means sins. Pavitra Kirtin meaning whose fame is pure. Tam Alankya Shasanam, whose Shasana or whose orders are never neglected. So here we can make out Mother Sati is aware Lord Shiva's orders cannot be neglected. It is not supposed to be neglected. But somehow she has come all the way. And Bhavan aho dveshti Shivam Shivetaraha. There is nobody who envies Lord Shiva except you. He is such a personality. Nobody envies him. His character is so pure, whose fame is so pure, whose name is so pure. Just by the chanting of his names, people become purified. And all of other qualities which already mentioned in previous verses, nobody can envy such a noble personality except for a person like you. My dear Father, you are committing the greatest offense by envying Lord Shiva, whose very name, consisting of two syllables Shi and Va, purifies one of all sinful activities. His order is never neglected. Lord Shiva is always pure, and no one but you envies him. See, this is the position of a pure devotee. We have heard in the scriptures the position of a pure devotee. In one context, we have heard this verse, Tirthi kurvanti tirthani swantastena gadabritaha. Bhavad vida bhagavato. Yudhishthira Maharaj telling Vidura, a person like you need not go to places of pilgrimage to become purified. It was not necessary for you. Why? Because a person like you, wherever you are, you make that place pure. How this happens? Swantastena gadabritaha. Because you carry the Supreme Lord always in your heart. So wherever you are just that the presence makes the place completely pure. So this is the effect of the presence of a pure devotee. The place becomes pure. Likewise, just the audience or mere seeing a pure devotee, Ganga Parasha Hoile Paschate Pavan, Darshane Pavitra Koro Te Tomara Guru. Narottam Das Thakur sings. It is after repeated bath in river Ganges, a person becomes pure, but just by the mere audience, by looking at a pure devotee, a person becomes pure. Similarly, one who remembers, the remembrance, smarana, even that. We have heard that famous anecdote of Srila Prabhupada, wherein one lady asks Prabhupada, like Prabhupada was explaining about whoever remembers the Supreme Lord at the point of death, he goes back to Godhead. So that lady asks, we have not seen Krishna, but we have seen you. If we remember you, can we go back to Godhead? So Prabhupada says, yes. So this is the effect of remembrance of a pure devotee. And similarly, the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the story of Kalidasa, 3 points are highlighted there. Bhakta pada dhuli ara bhakta pada jala bhakta bhukta avashesha tina mahabala. These three are Mahabala, very strong, very powerful. Which are they? Bhakta Pada Dhuli, the dust from the feet of a pure devotee. And Ara Bhakta Pada Jala, the water which is washed off from the feet of a pure devotee. And then Bhakta Bhukta Avashesha, the remnants of food left by a pure devotee. Tina Mahabala. They are very, very powerful. Any person who comes in touch with these, he becomes completely pure. The Bhagavatam speaks of Narada Muni, who, as a son of maidservant, took the remnants of great Paramahamsas and he became pure. He became a pure devotee. So similarly, in the same way in today's verse, so we are finding here the reference from the Bhagavatam, Mother Sati telling, even any person who chants the name of a pure devotee, even he becomes purified just by chanting the holy names of a pure devotee also. So of course, more about this chanting the name of Lord Shiva, we find many points told by Prabhupada in the purport. We'll discuss that later. So this is the position of a pure devotee. He is not an ordinary person. The Lord says, Name bhaktash chaturvedi mad bhaktash vapachah priyaha tasmai deyam tato grahyam sacha pujo yatahi aham. A person may be a very learned scholar in Sanskrit literature. If he is not engaged in pure devotional service, he is not accepted as my devotee. But if someone born in a family of dog-eaters is a pure devotee with no motives for enjoyment through fruiting activity or mental speculation, he is very dear to me. All respect should be given to him, and whatever he offers should be accepted, for such devotees are indeed as worshipable as I am. So these are the statements in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Sakshat Haritvena Samasta Shastre. A pure devotee is non-different from the Supreme Lord in his connection to the Supreme Lord through his unalloyed devotion. This is the position of a devotee. Another place it is said, Muktanam api siddhanam narayana parayanaha sudurlabha prashantatma kodishvapi mahamune. Among many millions who are liberated and perfect in knowledge of liberation, one may be a devotee of Lord Narayana or Krishna. Such devotees who are fully peaceful are extremely rare. So it is not that we find pure devotees in every nook and corner. They are very rare. So any opportunity to come in touch with such an exalted Vaishnava, pure devotee, should never be missed. Lavamatra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoye. Sadhu sangha sarva shastra kahe. So it is so very important for us. One anecdote from Srila Prabhupada, one devotee, just like how valuable a devotee is, even ordinary devotees. There was one devotee by name Dhananjaya Das. So this Dhananjaya Prabhu, after getting this name, after his initiation, so he got to know the meaning of his name. Oh, Dhananjaya means the winner of the wealth, conqueror of wealth. So he was contemplating on this. That means, I should bring sufficient wealth and give it to Prabhupada, offer it to the mission of this preaching mission of Prabhupada. So he was contemplating on this. His name now is being given Dhananjaya. It so happened, it seems, one day, this Dhananjaya Prabhu, this devotee, all at once he went to Prabhupada and he says to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, I read in Srimad Bhagavatam that there is a mountain of gold. Is it true? Prabhupada says, yes. So Prabhupada, do you know where that mountain is? Again Prabhupada replied, yes. Then again the devotee asks, can you tell us where that mountain is? Again Prabhupada says, yes. Then Prabhupada looked at him and there was a pause and he started explaining whatever. No, if we can get there, we can just bring little quantity of gold. It will be very helpful for our preaching mission. We have worldwide preaching objective and it will be very much helpful. Little quantity we can bring from there, just some 30 kilos, that should be sufficient. Prabhupada listens to him and he says, why you want to go and bring gold? Go make 30 devotees. Devotees are more valuable than gold. So saying like this, Prabhupada admonishes him. Devotees are more valuable than gold. So likewise we should need to understand this is a position of a devotee. And as Bhagavatam says, especially pure devotees, they are very, very rare. Any opportunity to come in touch with them, associate with them, serve them, hear from them should never be missed. Okay, now let us discover about the name Lord Shiva. In the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions, his name Shiva is very auspicious for persons who identify the body with the soul. If such persons take shelter of Lord Shiva, gradually they will understand that they are not the material body but are spirit soul. So we should be aware of this. Whoever chants the holy name of Lord Shiva, such people, it's very auspicious for conditioned souls to chant the holy names of Lord Shiva. By doing this, what will happen? They will understand that I am not this body, I am spirit soul. It's such a wonderful thing. So next time when we hear many people who chant Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namaha, we need to understand, yes, they are also gradually getting purified. By chanting Lord Shiva's name, they come to the platform of their spiritual understanding that they are not the body but spirit soul. Also Prabhupada continues to say, as long as one does not realize his identity as the soul, whatever he does is inauspicious. If a person, he doesn't know that he is a spirit soul, he is thinking, I am this body, whatever he does. Because in the outside world we see many people, rich people, very kind-hearted people who would have built huge hospitals, huge dharmashalas, who would have donated for food, annadana, who would have done great public welfare activities, anything it be. If they are not aware that their spirit soul, they are thinking that they are this body and all of these activities they are doing for the comforts of others' bodies, this has to be considered as inauspicious. It doesn't come under the brackets or this thing of being auspicious. This is what it says. How any person, as long as he does not realize his identity as a soul, whatever he does will be inauspicious without the knowledge of the spirit soul. And Prabhupada continues to say, devotees of Lord Shiva gradually come to the platform of spiritual identification. Oh, this is something very great, we may think. Prabhupada says, but this is not all. Auspicious life begins from the point of spiritual identification, but there are still more duties. One has to understand one's relationship with the Supreme Soul. Oh, by chanting Lord Shiva's name, I come to the spiritual understanding. Okay, that's good, that's auspicious, but that's beginning only. There's a beginning of spiritual life, the understanding of I am not the body, I am spirit soul. That's not the end. It's the beginning only. What next? We need to understand about the Supreme Soul, about the relationship of the soul with the Supreme Soul, and we should engage in that relationship to re-establish that lost relationship. So if these things are not done, then his spiritual advancement is said to be incomplete. It has just begun and is incomplete. That's why Srila Prabhupada says, if he is intelligent enough, however, he should continue to act in the way of Lord Shiva. Not just chanting the name Shiva, but he should act in the way of Lord Shiva. In which way he should act? Not that should act like Lord Shiva, go to a crematorium, wear some skull and smear ashes. That's not what is expected. What is actually Lord Shiva doing? Sattvam Vishuddham Vasudeva Shabditam. In the earlier verses we saw, Lord Shiva is constantly meditating on Lord Vasudeva or Krishna. That we need to follow. If at all we are true followers of Lord Shiva, this we need to follow. To think of Lord Krishna always the way Lord Shiva meditates on Lord Krishna or Lord Vasudeva. This is really following Lord Shiva. This is what is expected. One should not, however, make the mistake of considering Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu to be on the same level. That also we have heard. Yastu Narayanam Devam Brahmarudradi Devatai. Leave out other devatas. Even Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma cannot be considered on an equal level with Lord Vishnu or Krishna. This difference also we should be very much aware. So here this verse speaks that Mother Sati is telling that whoever even chants the name of Shiva, they become purified. Yes, that's true. Their life becomes auspicious. Yes, that's true. But that's the beginning of their auspicious life. That's the beginning of their spiritual life, the understanding of and not the body and spirit soul. But spiritual life doesn't end there. It's a beginning only. If at all the devotee has to become perfect in his spiritual understanding, he has to take shelter of Vasudeva or Krishna, meditate on Lord Krishna by chanting his holy names, Hare Krishna. This is the way. So, this is about Lord Shiva's name, and Mother Sati is telling here, nobody is envious of Lord Shiva except for you. He is such a great personality. Who can envy him except for such a fallen soul like you, so much envious? In one place we have heard how envy is more dangerous than even lust. Lust makes a person fall from his position. There will be a fall down. Again he may pick up and continue. Whatever, all those things may be there. But if a person is envious, if he maintains that envy, what will happen? He commits offenses, and he completely loses the opportunity of devotional service, which is such a great disaster in that living entity's spiritual journey. So, in this sense, it is said how envy is much greater, unwanted item, even compared to lust also. So, this Daksha, now who has become so envious of Lord Shiva, only little time is just awaiting the way he has to meet his destruction, which will be seen in further verses. We'll end with this. Grantha Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki,